So last Friday, we talked about how the holidays can really suck, where it's time for the holidays, you know there's going to be junk food, you know there's going to be a lot of heavy, regular eating, but even so, we're kind of like, it's just the holidays. It only happens once or twice a year, or a couple times a year, so I should just enjoy myself, right? I shouldn't deprive myself. Let's just do it and enjoy it. And this inner battle crops up and can sabotage us. Well, in today's video, we're going to talk about the second part of what to do to really see results. If you find this kind of mental sabotage, it's just once. It's just this one cookie. It's just this one day. So when that crops up, what do you really do to override it and still be successful? What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Alex over at modernhealthmonk.com. By now, if you've read my book, Master the Day, you know that I view the narrative, the story going on inside our head, as one of the most important aspects of being healthy, losing a bit of weight, feeling better, and just living a better life. Because underneath everything we do, there's always the story. The story is everything. The story determines whether or not we exercise, whether or not we decide to eat healthy today, how we respond to guilt, to binge eating, to overdoing things, to not having enough time. It changes how we respond to everything. It's the thought rather than the reality. It's when we binge eat, do we say, okay, it's just once, or okay, I realized that happened because I had a stressful week, versus going into denial, becoming more unconscious, and shutting down. But let's say, for example, you've already conquered this. You know that, all right, the holidays are coming, I'm going to enjoy myself, but I'm going to get right back on track. And then you have your plan set for you. You know what you're going to eat for breakfast, you have an idea of what to eat for lunch, what to eat for dinner. You start going to the gym more often. Maybe you go in like 3 or 4 days a week. You join one of the classes, like a yoga class or a Pilates, or you go to the weight room, you get on the elliptical, and things are going pretty good for a couple weeks, right? One of the hard parts is knowing what to do, and then the other hard part is doing it. And maybe for a while, things are going great. But then it's like, your first kid's birthday, or a birthday of one of your friends, or maybe your birthday, or something good happening on the weekend, and then it's cheesecake, it's red wine, it's margaritas, it's cocktails, it's beer, maybe it's like football Sunday, and then what? Sometimes it's as simple as things are going great, and one other aspect of your life, like let's say we've got all these little buckets, relationships, health, finances, spirituality, purpose and meaning. Maybe it's a midlife crisis. Maybe you're wondering, what am I doing with my life? Like, what's going on? And that is enough, that's sufficient enough to derail you. Well, then what? Then it's kind of like we repeat this cycle where we were doing so well, we were doing great for like 3 months, 3 months, or maybe just 2-3 weeks. And then it's back to eating the stuff. It's not eating the right breakfast, and then you get cravings in the middle of the day and start eating junk food. And then it's junk food after dinner because you get that late night craving where you need a bit of wine or like a beer and some chocolate. And then it starts this negative spiral where you're like, I haven't been eating great, so like, does this cookie really matter? And on and on and on it goes until eventually we're back at square one, 20 pounds heavier, wondering what on earth happened, and then trying to figure out, well, all right, maybe I'm going to take a break and just enjoy my life for a while. Now, this is a big, big problem. We may know what to do. We may understand the narrative, the story going on in here. But when it comes time to staying consistent, how do you actually do that? Trying to juggle weight loss with life. I have one video that I shared maybe a year or two ago that I created called Why is Weight Loss So Hard? And my ultimate conclusion is because it's about life. It's not about eating less and moving more. It's about juggling this discipline, this habit, with a relationship that may be up and down. Maybe you're going through a divorce. Maybe juggling financial ruin or financial success or anything in between. It could be juggling a crisis of faith, wondering what your purpose in life is. All these things are interrelated. So how do you actually stay consistent amidst these things? Because this is introducing a new problem of consistency. Now, one of the concepts I introduced a few weeks ago is called the golden trifecta. For a person that does not know where to begin, and maybe they're so far away from their dream health or their dream body that they don't know what they should do, the golden trifecta is simple. You pick one nutritional habit, one exercise habit, and one accountability habit, and you just start very small, 5 minutes in each. That's 15 minutes a day. That is enough to see serious results because all 3 of those are very important. But today we're talking about the new problem, which is consistency. So how do you stay consistent? Well, I've created something new called the consistency trifecta. I know, very creative. Now, this consistency trifecta, you're going to remember by MEC. The M stands for the Master of the Day philosophy. My book is specifically designed around helping people stay consistent because that is overwhelmingly the hardest part. The E stands for external structure, and the C stands for connection because of all of the success stories I've found, of all my successful students, overwhelmingly the majority have people, specific, strategic people that play some kind of role, a spouse, a friend, a partner, or somebody else. Now, I don't want this video to get too long because I want you to meditate on what we've talked about here. This golden trifecta for consistency we'll talk about in the next video. That should be on Thursday. But for now, please leave a comment below. Tell me what the biggest challenge for you is as far as consistency goes. And don't just say, go deep. Don't just say, I know what to do, but I have a hard time doing it. I want to go to the gym, but I'm unmotivated. Go deeper. Tell me a layer deeper. Why? Why? Why are you unmotivated? Try to go deep and tell me below what's going on there. And I'm going to be telling you about a new program that I'll be opening up, a group program, an affordable group program coming up in a week or two. Now, if you're on YouTube, go on over to modernhealthmonk.com. Go punch in your email address. I've got a free guide for you on the 5 daily habits to help you lose your next 10, 20, or 30 pounds. Click the Monk Dude to subscribe. And if you haven't checked out my book, Master the Day, go to Amazon, buy it. If you leave a review, I would love that. Stay tuned for the next video on Thursday. We'll talk about that new golden trifecta, and I'll see all you soon.